Programming Specialist with the Cedar Rapids Public Library, and today I'm going to talk about square foot gardening and container gardening. Square foot gardening and container gardening are great things to do if you're limited on space. So today we're going to run through some things that you'll need just to get started. The benefits of square foot gardening is that the ground is raised up with the soil, and so you can start planting earlier. Depending on how high or low you need it, it can be ergonomic for lots of different abilities. You get to pick the soil composition so you know exactly what's inside. And also you can attach a trellis really easily or a cold frame so that you can even extend your gardening season for longer. Here are some things that you'll need to start square foot gardening.
We've had a number of different beds, usually untreated pine, but these we've got pre-made. All we had to do was slide them into here. The untreated pine was cheap and easy to put together, and these are also pretty cheap and easy to put together, which is handy if you're not handy. Also, you could also use stone cinder blocks, or you could also use straw bales or bricks. You don't want to use pressured wood because then it could leach into your garden and ruin your precious fruits and veggies.
Another thing you're going to need is the soil. Father of square foot gardening, Mel Bartholomew, recommends a third compost, a third vermiculite, and a third sphagnum peat moss. I tend to opt for coconut coir instead of sphagnum peat moss. And these beds have been around for a while, so what I tend to do is cover it in the fall with leaves that I've taken from my garden that have fallen, and just kind of cover it so that it's ready to go again, and then I'll add a few more amendments again in the spring.
Oh, hi there. I'm just finishing marking the beds. Once you have these squares, it's easy to know how many seeds you have. I think it's a way my mom sneaks in math.
Tomatoes, peppers, and melons are inside because they don't like the cold, but radishes and beets and lettuces don't mind the cold.
To figure out what you can plant per square, use this reference as a guide. Mel Bartholomew's book at the end of this video will give you more insight into specifics. But generally think about how big the plant is going to get. For example, a watermelon is going to need 2 squares. You can plant 1 tomato per square, 4 heads of lettuce per square, 9 bush beans per square, and 16 radishes. Something else you can do to maximize your space is succession plants. So as some plants are becoming done and you're eating them, plant some new ones. Watering is a really important part of taking care of your garden, so it's important to have a plan in place on how you're going to water. There are definitely places you can go online or the hardware store to buy drip irrigation. That means it's a slow release of water that will water your plants through the day. There are definitely benefits to that. It saves water because you can set it on a timer, and also it's directly watering the roots. Something else that I've been working with are upcycled oyas. So an oya is traditionally a clay pot thought to have originated from northern Africa, and it's been used in China for over 4,000 years. So essentially what you do is you dig a hole all the way around the oya, and then its little neck is sticking up, and then you fill that with water, and gradually your plants learn that the water is coming through the soil and they take the water as needed. This is an old ketchup bottle that I put water in, froze, and then drilled holes in. So what I would do is I would dig a big hole, I would put it up until it was right at the mouth here, and then I would be able to fill it with water, and then the water would seep in. Another thing is the watering can. I would just say make sure you use a watering can with this little flower shower head type end, and make sure you're watering low down because especially your little seedlings, when they're just coming up out of the ground, can be a little bit delicate. So you just want to make sure that you're taking care of them by not overwatering them or watering them with too much pressure.
Gardening is a great way to save space. We've used pallets before. If you want to learn more about vertical gardening, check out the book at the end of this video.